what are some methods you use to keep backlog refinement from becoming too detailed, where all stories must become 100% fleshed out before being deemed ready?
Yeah.
How do you create the balance of having enough to move forward without having every detail of the how fully known?
Oh, that's a good one.
When I read this question,
That's a good one.
I just went like, oh,
Yeah.
Charles has probably got this one.
Oh, I mean, that's a good. No, but it's a good one though. We've actually we both have this. I'm gonna jump on in. We're gonna riff off each other on this.
Yeah. So this happens to teams all the time, and I use this graphic that I draw on the board. That's basically it's the arc, right? And then the bottom of the arc is you don't know much, you're learning, and then it starts to spike upward, and then about midway of that spike is really the ideal space. I wish I had a whiteboard to draw it out, but then it's the trimming the tail, because you get off the top and it starts to taper off, right?
Okay.
And for teams that I create shorthand out of, I call it section A, section B, and section C, rather than giving it names like we're wasting time or we got enough. Right. It's like, hey, we're kind of wandering into section C now, rather than calling it a name, because section B is the we have enough to get started. We know we're going to be at 70% probably full, but we know that we can stop there, and that way team members can say, hey, I think we're in B now. I think we're good. And someone else will be like, no, I'm still feeling an A. And it's better than saying, I don't feel like I know enough.
So it's a question we ask general to the team. Maybe you feel, is that how you do it?
Yeah. I put it out in front of the team for the first couple of times that we do refinement, until it becomes sort of like shorthand. They don't need to look at it anymore.
And for me, similar approach, listening. Okay, so from a facilitation standpoint, the things that I listen to build on that, because here's the thing, and not a knock on engineers, but let's go with the problem solvers. They want to dive, they want to go in there. So as a facilitator or product owner, whoever is in the room, maybe you're one of the problem solvers detects it, is when we start getting into like the implementation details, like when I start hearing things like, oh, we're going to put this in a MongoDB, and it's going to go in this, Ajax, and like, all right, I will ask as a facilitator, I'll ask the question. I don't necessarily have the A, B, or C. It's like, do we have just enough?
Right.
And I've had, the strategy I have with it, I've gotten pushback on it. Like, oh no, but we really want to do the design, and I'll tell them, the design would probably be better off as a sprint planning or post-sprint planning. And the reason is because all we're doing right now is getting just enough information so the product owner can prioritize and forecast this thing. Yeah. If we did the design up front and then we said in 2 to 3 sprints when this work comes in, we're not going to do that.
Right.
We wasted all that time.
Yeah.
So for a developer, there's nothing worse than wasted time. So that appeals.
So
there's another part to it. I forgot.
Go ahead.
Sorry, and that is when they're having that conversation, you pick up on those when they start giving the details. And I used to work with a team. I absolutely loved it because they responded well to the question: is that going to affect your pointing?
Yes.
That is
a great question.
Yeah. And then they're all like, oh, yeah, probably not. Okay, don't throw it away. Let's make a note of it. We'll come back to it, but not during refinement when you're building it.
Yeah, so to me, I think I do the exact same thing. Is one, do you have enough to size?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you put a number on it?
Sorry, you had the answer, and
But then the second was exactly what you do. Is like, does it change the sizing?
Yeah. Is this substantial enough to affect the sizing? And then it's like.
But do you like sometimes like almost like tell them just stop?
Yeah.
Let's do a sizing right now, just to see.
I probably did. I don't remember doing that because sometimes you just get frustrated. And like, you know what? Let's try sizing it and see if they all yell at you. You're like, okay.
Because sometimes I see that work. Because somebody will put like a 40 or question mark. It's like this is okay. Or we still need conversation.
I think I do like that one of, and I've actually seen product owners ask that question of when 2 people are engaged in a very heated discussion around it. Does any of this change the size? And you see the brakes stop or the brakes go on, and they're like, no, it doesn't. So you see almost have that self-realization or that realization like, oh yeah, we're in that upper end of that curve.
Okay.
Yeah. And for managers at home who are watching, this is why a team needs to stay together. because that way they've got that
History.
understanding of one another and that history. Because if you break a team up over and over again, you lose all of that knowledge that they shared with one another.
Yep.
So looking at you.